Now, in today's episode of Things That Are Never Going to Happen, Bernie Sanders has just introduced the Guaranteed Paid Vacation Act, which is a bill to guarantee at least 2 weeks of paid vacation to every single full-time worker in America. Over 90 other members of Congress have already signed onto the legislation. This is from the More Perfect Union. Now, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, my name is Dr. Ian Phillips, your political analyst for today, and I want to talk about this here because it's something that I find relatively interesting. As a society, it feels as if we had one big leap, which was the standard 5-day work week, the 40-hour work week, the 9 to 5, and you got your Saturdays and your Sundays off, which was unheard of for many generations who only had Sunday off, at least when Christianity started to roll around. And before that, it was relatively sporadic. Sometimes you might be off in the winter doing some other little small task, but when it comes time to farming season, you were just working constantly. But then eventually, over time, Christianity comes around, you get your Sundays off, and then eventually we get the 40-hour work week, and everybody's happy, and we say to ourselves, maybe in the future, 100 years from now, we'll probably have maybe a 20-hour work week, or maybe we'll only work a couple days a week, or hell, maybe even a 4-day work week. But it seems as if as a society, we no longer have prioritized having free time and actually wanting to be away from work. Instead, companies who have, by the way, gotten maybe another 10,000% more productive have said, yeah, you still got to keep working the same amount of hours that you've been doing. So even though productivity has gone up, the amount of hours that you work is still about the same. And I find this to be abysmal in my whole worldview here. I say, well, look, if we're just as productive, yes, some jobs are going to need to be up all the time, maybe, but for a lot of jobs, we could cut back, and we could say, hey, maybe a 4-day work week is for us, and we can pay the people who need to be working 5 days a week. Maybe we can pay them a little bit more. That was always my mentality of things, but it feels as if we're going backwards. And so Bernie Sanders comes around and say, all right, look, we probably work too much, but we're not even gonna get on that argument. Instead, he says, look, a lot of people in this country don't have any vacation time. And so as a consequence of that, shouldn't we maybe make it so they get guaranteed paid vacation time? And you'll have the conservatives up in droves and saying 2 weeks is too much. Whereas if you go to other countries around the world, places like Germany, for example, you have a lot of guaranteed paid vacation time, and people take it, and they're a happier society as a consequence of that, and their productivity improves as a consequence of that. It's not going to be just this unpaid, maybe we can get it approved, maybe we can't. You are guaranteed to those 2 weeks of paid vacation for every full-time worker, no matter who you are. You could work at McDonald's, or you could be, some CEO somewhere. At least you're going to get your 2 weeks of time to, be a member of society who wants to enjoy their time in, what is supposed to be the land of the free. What is supposed to be a country whereby we prioritize the needs of our own individual citizens. And I can't really say that we're making strides in that right direction there, but what I can say is that this legislation is a start in that right direction. But will it get passed? Absolutely not. I think there's a 0% chance this will ever get passed. Unfortunate as it is, this is going to take some more left-leaning candidate to get into office, probably as president of the United States, to sort of champion this. And is this on the top of people's agenda? Absolutely not. But you know what? Matter of fact, how about we send another $100 billion to Israel too? That way we just make sure, maybe if they paired it with that, maybe there's a chance. But until that happens, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe we could, matter of fact, this actually might get it passed. I got a solution here. If we were to pair this policy with maybe the Epstein Anti-Transparency Act, whereby we just redact any future files and make it illegal to release them for the next 10,000 years, maybe we could get this passed and give everybody 2 weeks of vacation. Because, that's what the elites want to see. And if we can't give the elites what they want, because it's not about the Americans. We have to protect the elites. We have to protect the billionaires. We have to protect the corporations. And if we can't do that, then there's no hope for our 2-week vacation. I mean, God, as peasants, we should be thankful that we even get the opportunity to even think about vacation time. Let alone be guaranteed it. So I don't know, guys. It's an interesting world that we live in the United States of America, where the president's selling insider information now for $100,000 a month. Kind of crazy if you ask me. I don't think that should be allowed. I don't think that he should be allowed to, give financial institutions access to his messages earlier than the American people. I'm sorry, call me crazy, call me a stupid liberal. I don't think that should happen. But until we start pairing things that we think the elites would want, with bills like this, it's never going to get passed. Call me crazy, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I got some jokes at the end there, but if you did enjoy, hit that subscribe button for some more content, guys. My name's Ian Phillips, and you can find me on social media at Ian Phillips USA, and we'll be bringing you guys some more content as the weeks go by. So thank you so much for watching. Talk to you later. Peace.